Hello, and welcome to Viral Star Scandals, your number one source for the biggest headlines in Hollywood and pop culture. We are not just reporting the news, we are breaking down the drama. Coming up in tonight's bulletin, wedding bells are ringing for the world's most famous couple, but not without some hilarious advice from the locker room, plus a deep dive into Taylor Swift's new Bridal Era fashion statement. Before we get into it, make sure you smash that like button and subscribe to Viral Star Scandals right now. You do not want to miss a single update. Let's get into the news. Travis Kelce receives unexpected wedding advice from former teammate JuJu Smith Schuster. Let us begin this bulletin with the latest updates surrounding one of the most talked about couples on the planet, Kansas City Chiefs star tight end Travis Kelce and his fiancée, the 11-time Grammy Award-winning singer-songwriter Taylor Swift. It has been several months since the couple confirmed their engagement back in August of 2025, and since that day, fans and tabloids alike have been desperately searching for any clue regarding the wedding date, the guest list, and the location. However, Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift have remained famously silent on the specifics, choosing to keep their private life away from the flashing cameras. But silence does not stop the rumor mill, and today, a new and unexpected voice has entered the conversation, offering some very real, very practical, and surprisingly humorous advice for the future groom. That voice belongs to free agent wide receiver JuJu Smith Schuster, who spent 3 seasons playing alongside Travis Kelce on the Kansas City Chiefs. In an exclusive interview with NBC Locale published on April 10, 2026, JuJu was asked about his own upcoming wedding to his fiancée Laura Crook, which is scheduled to take place this coming July. Naturally, the conversation quickly turned to his former teammate and friend, Travis Kelce. JuJu Smith Schuster did not hold back. He looked directly into the camera and delivered what can only be described as the golden rule of marriage. Straight from the football locker room to the wedding chapel, JuJu said, and I quote directly, "My advice to TK, man, if you see this, man, all I gotta say is just enjoy the process. Obviously, wifey is gonna want what she wants. Just do it. That is gonna be happy wife, happy life, and that is all I gotta say." End quote. It appears that even before JuJu walks down the aisle himself, he has already mastered the most important lesson in any marriage. He emphasized that while he and Travis Kelce did not sit down with a whiteboard to draw up wedding strategies in the middle of the locker room, the two men share an unspoken bond and a very clear pact. JuJu confirmed that both he and Travis have promised to attend each other's weddings this year, no matter how busy their schedules might be. But the most surprising part of the interview came when JuJu started talking about Taylor Swift herself. When asked what it is like to see his friend dating a global superstar, JuJu had nothing but warm and genuine praise. He described Taylor Swift as, and I quote again, very cool and chill. He told the reporter that Taylor is not the distant, untouchable diva that some tabloids like to portray. Instead, JuJu revealed a fun and heartwarming detail about the singer. He said, and this is directly from the interview, that Taylor Swift is a fire baker. That is right. The woman who writes hit songs about heartbreak and revenge apparently loves to bake cakes, cookies, and pastries for her friends and her fiancé's teammates. JuJu explained that whenever Taylor comes around, she is just a normal person. He said, and I quote, "She is just normal like us." He explained that she does not act like a celebrity. She talks about normal things. She bakes normal food, and she treats everyone with kindness. This statement directly contradicts the common Hollywood stereotype of a superstar being cold and unapproachable. JuJu also shared a small piece of advice for Travis regarding the wedding planning stress. He joked that the only stressful part of a wedding is trying to figure out who to invite and who to leave out. But with Taylor Swift's massive circle of friends from the music industry, plus Travis Kelce's entire Chiefs family, that guest list is going to be a nightmare to manage. However, JuJu believes that if anyone can handle it, it is Taylor and Travis because they have something that many celebrity couples lack, and that is genuine mutual respect and a sense of humor. So to summarize this story, Travis Kelce has received his official wedding marching orders from a trusted former teammate. The advice is simple. Let the bride have what she wants. Enjoy every single moment. Do not stress about the small things. And remember that at the end of the day, a happy wife equals a happy life. And if Travis ever forgets that advice, JuJu will be right there at the wedding, probably eating one of Taylor Swift's homemade cakes to remind him. This story was originally reported by NBC Locale and has been independently confirmed by multiple entertainment outlets. For viral star scandals, this is your detailed look at the wedding advice that is taking over social media tonight. Taylor Swift steps out in New York City, wearing all white, sparking massive bridal era rumors. Our second story tonight takes us from the football field to the fashion capital of the United States, New York City. While Travis Kelce is receiving wedding advice from his former teammates, his fiancée Taylor Swift appears to be sending a very different kind of message, one that does not require any words at all. Instead, Taylor Swift is using her favorite form of communication, fashion. On April 8th, 2026, just 2 days ago from the time of this recording, the world-famous singer was spotted leaving a building in the Upper East Side neighborhood of Manhattan. Paparazzi photographers, who are always stationed at every corner of that wealthy district, managed to capture several clear images of the artist. Now, and what those images reveal has caused what can only be described as a complete meltdown across social media platforms, including X, formerly known as Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram. In the photographs, Taylor Swift is wearing a stunning and very deliberate outfit. She chose a flowy, ivory-colored maxi skirt that reached all the way down to her ankles. She paired this skirt with a simple but elegant black tank top. On her feet, she wore a pair of heeled sandals. She accessorized with a Dior handbag and her signature red lipstick, which has become her trademark look over the past decade. Her hair was styled in loose waves falling over her shoulders. On the surface, this looks like a perfectly normal spring outfit for a wealthy woman leaving lunch in New York City. However, nothing Taylor Swift does is ever just a coincidence. Her fans, who call themselves Swifties, have spent years decoding hidden messages in her clothing, her jewelry, and even her nail polish colors. And this time, the message seems almost too obvious to miss. You see, the same week that Taylor Swift was photographed wearing that ivory white maxi skirt, New York City was hosting its annual Bridal Fashion Week. Bridal Fashion Week is the time of year when the biggest wedding dress designers in the world come together to show off their latest collections of white gowns, veils, tiaras, and everything a bride could possibly want. The timing, combined with the color of the skirt, has led millions of fans to one single conclusion. Taylor Swift is entering her so-called bridal era. For those who do not follow her career closely, Taylor Swift has a habit of labeling different phases of her life and music as eras. There is the Fearless era, the Red era, the 1989 era, the Reputation era, and most recently, the Tortured Poets Department era. Now, fans believe that the bridal era is about to begin. What makes this story even more compelling is that Taylor Swift has previously spoken about her feelings regarding wedding planning. In an old interview that resurfaced on social media just hours after these photos were published, Taylor appeared on the Graham Norton show in London. During that conversation, she admitted that she does not find wedding planning stressful at all. She explained that she believes weddings only become stressful when you have a small guest list and you are forced to cut people out to fit into a tiny venue. Taylor said that because she has so many friends and such a large extended family, she has no intention of having a small wedding. She implied that she wants a big celebration where everyone she loves can attend. Fashion experts have also weighed in on this story. Several stylists who work with major celebrities told E! News, which was the first outlet to publish the photographs, that the ivory maxi skirt is not just a random piece of clothing. They pointed out that ivory is a color traditionally associated with weddings and bridal gowns. They also noted that the flowy, ethereal quality of the skirt resembles the bottom half of a wedding dress. One stylist went as far as to say, and I quote, "This is Taylor Swift's way of teasing the wedding without saying a single word. She is a master of visual storytelling, and this is chapter 1 of the bridal era." The internet has responded with a mix of excitement and exhaustion. Some fans are thrilled at the prospect of seeing wedding-themed music, wedding-themed outfits, and perhaps even a wedding-themed album. Other fans, however, are begging the media to calm down and let the woman wear a white skirt in peace without turning it into a national news story. But of course, when you are Taylor Swift, a white skirt is never just a white skirt. For Viral Star Scandals, this is your detailed look at the fashion statement that has officially broken the internet. JuJu Smith Schuster confirms that both he and Travis Kelce plan to attend each other's weddings this year. Now let us move to our third story of the evening, which connects directly back to the first story we covered just a few minutes ago. You will recall that we mentioned free agent wide receiver JuJu Smith Schuster gave Travis Kelce some very practical wedding advice during an interview with NBC Local. However, that interview contained another major piece of information that deserves its own deep dive, because it reveals a beautiful friendship that exists far away from the football field. During that same conversation, on April 10th, 2026, the reporter asked JuJu Smith Schuster a very simple question. The reporter asked whether JuJu and Travis Kelce still keep in touch now that JuJu no longer plays for the Kansas City Chiefs. The answer surprised many viewers because it was not the typical boring athlete response of "yes, we text sometimes." Instead, JuJu revealed something much more personal and much more significant. JuJu Smith Schuster looked at the reporter and confirmed that he and Travis Kelce have made a very specific promise to each other. That promise is that no matter what happens in their careers, no matter where they are playing football, and no matter how busy their schedules become, they will both be present at each other's weddings. Let me repeat that for clarity. JuJu Smith Schuster will attend Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift's wedding, and Travis Kelce will attend JuJu Smith Schuster and Laura Kruk's wedding. This confirmation is huge news for fans of the Kansas City Chiefs and for fans of celebrity friendships in general. In an era where professional athletes often change teams every few years and lose touch with former teammates, the bond between JuJu and Travis appears to be genuinely strong. JuJu explained that the two men did not sit down and sign a formal contract regarding this promise. There was no legal document. There was no negotiation. It was simply a conversation between two friends who respect each other and want to be there for the biggest moments of each other's lives. JuJu went on to describe what their friendship looks like behind the scenes. He said that even though they are no longer teammates, they still talk regularly. He said that Travis has been asking questions about JuJu's own wedding planning process, and JuJu has been happy to share everything he has learned so far. This exchange of information is how the famous advice about happy wife and happy life came up in the first place. JuJu was simply passing along what he had learned from planning his own July wedding. The reporter then asked JuJu a very interesting follow-up question. The reporter asked whether JuJu thinks Taylor Swift will attend JuJu's wedding, since Travis Kelce will obviously be there. JuJu laughed at this question and gave a very diplomatic answer. He said, and I quote, "I mean, I hope so. That would be pretty cool, right? But I am not going to put pressure on them. They have a lot going on. If Taylor wants to come bake some cookies at my wedding, oh, she is more than welcome." This response shows that JuJu is not trying to use his friendship with Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce for fame or attention. He is simply a man who is excited to marry the woman he loves, and he is happy to share that experience with his good friend from the football field. JuJu also revealed one more detail that made fans emotional. He said that when he first got engaged to Laura Kruk, Travis Kelce was one of the first people to call him and congratulate him. Not send a text, not leave a voicemail, but actually pick up the phone and call. In a world where digital communication has become cold and impersonal, a phone call from a friend still means something. JuJu said that call meant the world to him. He said that Travis told him marriage is the best thing that can happen to a man, and that finding the right person changes your entire perspective on life. Coming from Travis Kelce, who has been visibly happier and more grounded since dating Taylor Swift, that advice carries a lot of weight. So, to summarize this story, JuJu Smith Schuster has officially confirmed that he and Travis Kelce have a mutual pact to attend each other's weddings. This means that sometime in July of 2026, barring any schedule conflicts, Travis Kelce will be standing in the audience watching JuJu marry Laura Crook, and sometime later this year, or possibly early next year, JuJu Smith Schuster will be watching Travis Kelce marry Taylor Swift. It is a friendship that started in the locker room and will now be celebrated at the altar. For viral star scandals, this is your detailed look at the beautiful promise between two football players who became brothers. Inside sources reveal that the Kelce Swift wedding will be a strictly private affair, not a public spectacle. Our fourth story tonight moves away from fashion statements and friendly promises and instead dives deep into the world of anonymous sources and strict confidentiality. Because while millions of fans around the world are desperate for a live stream, a photograph, or even a single detail about the upcoming wedding between Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift, the couple themselves appear to be moving in the exact opposite direction. They are not opening the doors, they are locking them, boarding them up, and throwing away the key. According to an exclusive report published by People magazine on April 10, 2026, a source who is described as being close to the couple has revealed crucial information about how the wedding will be handled, and that information can be summarized in one sentence. This wedding will be a strictly private affair and absolutely not a public spectacle. The source used very clear and deliberate language to make sure there is no confusion among fans or media outlets. The source told People magazine, and I quote directly, "It will definitely be a private affair and not a spectacle. They both have a close circle of friends and they will respect their privacy." End quote. That single sentence contains two very important phrases that deserve closer examination. The first phrase is private affair. In celebrity culture, the term private affair can mean different things to different couples. For some celebrities, a private affair simply means no cameras from the mainstream media, but guests are still allowed to post stories on Instagram. For other celebrities, a private affair means a small ceremony with only immediate family members present. However, the second phrase in that quote is what truly reveals the couple's intentions. The source specifically said, "not a spectacle." The word spectacle is a strong word. It implies a show, a performance, something designed for the entertainment of the public. Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift are two of the most famous people on planet Earth. If they wanted to create a spectacle, they absolutely could. They could sell the exclusive rights to their wedding photographs to a magazine for millions of dollars. They could allow a streaming service to film the ceremony as a documentary. They could turn their wedding into a global event, watched by hundreds of millions of people. But according to this source, that is exactly what they do not want. They do not want their wedding to be another piece of content for the internet to consume. They do not want their special day to be analyzed, criticized, and memed within hours of it happening. They want their wedding to be about love, family, and friendship, not about ratings, clicks, and advertising revenue. The source went on to explain that both Travis and Taylor have surprisingly small circles of truly trusted friends. Yes, Taylor Swift has a famous squad that includes celebrities like Blake Lively, Ryan Reynolds, Selena Gomez, and many others. Yes, and Travis Kelce has his entire Kansas City Chiefs family plus his blood family, including his brother Jason Kelce and sister-in-law Kylie Kelce. But the source emphasized that when it comes to the actual wedding ceremony, the guest list will be limited to only the people who have been there for the couple through good times and bad times, not the people who simply want to be seen at the wedding of the year. This decision to keep the wedding private is consistent with how Taylor Swift has lived her life in recent years. After the public backlash she experienced during the Snake era and the Reputation era, Taylor learned a hard lesson about giving the public too much access to her personal life. Since then, she has carefully controlled what information leaves her inner circle. And her relationship with Travis Kelce was kept secret for several months before the world found out about it. Their engagement was not announced through a publicist. Instead, the news leaked slowly through trusted sources. Travis Kelce has also expressed frustration with the level of media attention on his relationship. In several interviews over the past year, he has said that while he understands why people are curious, he and Taylor deserve to have some parts of their lives that are just for them. He has specifically said that he wants to protect their relationship from the toxic elements of fame, and a private wedding is the ultimate form of that protection. So what can fans expect? Do not expect a live stream. Do not expect official photographs released to the press. Do not expect a reality television special. What fans can expect is silence. After the wedding happens, there might be a single sentence confirmation from a publicist saying that the couple has married. There might be a blurry photograph taken from a helicopter that shows nothing but a white tent in a backyard. But there will not be a spectacle. There will not be a show. There will only be two people who love each other, surrounded by the people who love them most, saying, I do away from the flashing lights of the world. For viral star scandals, this is your detailed look at the private wedding that the public will never truly see. Kylie Kelce shuts down fans and media, telling everyone to stop asking about the wedding details, because no one is talking. Our fifth and final story tonight is perhaps the most entertaining one of the entire bulletin, because it involves a member of the Kelce family who has absolutely no patience for gossip, no tolerance for nosy questions, and no filter when it comes to telling the public exactly how she feels. That person is Kylie Kelce, the wife of retired Philadelphia Eagles center Jason Kelce, and the sister-in-law of Travis Kelce. Kylie Kelce is not a celebrity in the traditional sense. She is not a singer. She is not an actress. She is not a reality television star. She is a field hockey coach and a mother of 3 young daughters. However, because she married into the Kelce family, which is now arguably the most famous family in American sports and entertainment, she has found herself constantly bombarded with questions from fans, reporters, and even complete strangers on the street. And after months of politely deflecting those questions, Kylie has finally had enough. On a recent episode of her podcast titled Not Gonna Lie, which is a name that perfectly captures her personality, Kylie Kelce dedicated a segment of the show to addressing the endless speculation surrounding Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift's wedding. She did not dance around the topic. She did not use diplomatic language. She did not try to protect anyone's feelings. She went straight for the jugular, and her words have since gone viral across every social media platform. Kylie looked directly at the microphone and said, and I am quoting her exactly, so please note that the following language contains strong words to literally everybody. Quit asking me and my mother-in-law about upcoming nuptials. Nobody is fucking telling you anything. I do not have any details. End quote. Let us break down what Kylie just said, because the power of this statement lies in its brutal honesty. First, she addressed literally everybody. That means she is not just talking to tabloid reporters or paparazzi photographers. She is talking to fans who send her direct messages on Instagram. She is talking to strangers who approach her at the grocery store. She is talking to fellow parents at her children's school events. She is talking to everyone. Second, she specifically mentioned that people have been asking both her and her mother-in-law. That mother-in-law is Donna Kelce, the beloved matriarch of the Kelce family, who has become a celebrity in her own right due to her appearances at football games and her warm, motherly personality. If fans and reporters are harassing Donna Kelce for wedding details, then the situation has clearly crossed a line. Donna Kelce is a retired banker, not a press secretary. She should not have to dodge questions about her son's wedding every time she goes to the supermarket. Third, and this is the most important part of Kylie's statement, she used a very strong expletive to emphasize that no one is telling anyone anything. The word she used, which I will not repeat again for the sake of decency, makes it crystal clear that the entire Kelce family has been instructed to stay silent. Whether that instruction came from Travis, from Taylor, or from their joint team of publicists, The result is the same. There is a wall of silence around this wedding, and no amount of asking, begging, or demanding will break that wall down. Finally, Kylie admitted that she does not have any details herself. This is a crucial confession because it confirms that even members of the immediate family are being kept out of the loop. Kylie Kelce is not hiding secrets. She is not protecting confidential information. She genuinely does not know when the wedding is, where the wedding is, or what the wedding will look like. And she is perfectly fine with that because she understands that this wedding is not about her. It is about Travis and Taylor. Kylie's outburst has received mixed reactions from the public. Many fans have praised her for being honest and for setting boundaries. They argue that celebrities and their family members have the right to say no to invasive questions. Other fans, however, have criticized Kylie for being too aggressive. They argue that she could have made her point without using profanity, but anyone who has followed Kylie Kelce for any length of time knows that this is simply who she is. She does not fake politeness, she does not smile and nod when she is annoyed. She tells the truth, and the truth right now is that the Kelce family is not talking about the wedding. So to summarize this final story, if you are thinking about sending a message to Kylie Kelce or Donna Kelce asking about Travis and Taylor's wedding, do not do it. You have been warned. Kylie has made it clear that nobody is telling anybody anything. The only thing you will get from asking is silence at best, or a very angry podcast clip at worst. For viral star scandals, this is your detailed look at the sister-in-law who said enough is enough. That is all the time we have for today's viral star scandals. From wedding advice on the football field to private bridal parties in New York, the drama never stops. If you enjoyed this update, please show us some love. Click the subscribe button, turn on the notification bell, and leave a comment telling us where you think Taylor and Travis should honeymoon. For viral star scandals, I'm signing off. See you in the next video.